The date is March 5th, 2026. Exactly 100 hours have passed since the most daring military operation of the 21st century, Operation Epic Fury, decapitated the leadership of the Islamic Republic of Iran. For 36 years, the name Ali Khamenei was synonymous with the defiance of the Iranian state. Today, that name is etched in black stone, but the fires he left behind are burning hotter than ever before. We are witnessing a moment in history that feels like the edge of a cliff. In the last 4 days, we've seen stealth bombers over Tehran, missiles over Tel Aviv, and the global economy teetering on the brink of a total meltdown. This isn't just news, it is a total restructuring of global power. Today, on Power Politics, we take you inside the war rooms of Washington, the bunkers of Jerusalem, and the grieving, chaotic streets of Tehran to explain what happens when the world's most dangerous power vacuum is suddenly ripped open.
The sheer scale of the joint U.S.-Israeli offensive, codenamed Operation Epic Fury and Operation Lion's Roar, has redefined modern warfare. Since the first missiles struck on February 28th, coalition forces have conducted over 2,000 sorties, dropping twice the tonnage used in the initial shock and awe phase of the 2003 Iraq War. From the B-2 Spirit bombers to the F-35I Adir jets, the objective was clear: total neutralization of Iran's command and control. Satellite images confirmed by the Pentagon show that the Supreme Leader's compound was not just hit, it was erased. But this wasn't just about one man. Reports confirm that over 40 top-tier officials, including the head of the IRGC and the chief of the armed forces, were neutralized in a single surgical window. The message from the White House was loud and clear. The era of proxy wars is over, and the era of direct decapitation has begun. While the West expected an immediate collapse of the regime, the after effect on the streets of Iran has been far more complex. In the traditional heartlands of Qom and Mashhad, the assassination has turned Ali Khamenei from a polarizing political figure into a powerful religious martyr. We are seeing millions of people pouring into the streets, not in protest against the regime, but in a unified, visceral rage against the foreign powers that struck their soil. This rally round the flag effect is the regime's last line of defense. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has capitalized on this grief, using the mourning period to conduct a brutal cleansing of internal dissenters while preparing the population for a long war of vengeance. The regime may be headless, but the body is reacting with a primitive, nationalistic energy that makes a ground invasion look like a terrifying prospect. In the shadow of the funeral pyres, a desperate power struggle is unfolding within the 88-member Assembly of Experts. As of this morning, reports indicate that Mojtaba Khamenei, the second son of the late leader, has been formally elected as the third supreme leader, under immense pressure from the IRGC. For years, Mojtaba was the shadow prince, managing the regime's security apparatus behind the scenes. His elevation is a signal to the world that Iran will not moderate, it will harden. By choosing a man who is intimately connected to the military-industrial complex, the regime is effectively becoming a military junta disguised as a theocracy. However, this move is not without risk. Hereditary succession is a sensitive topic in a country that overthrew a monarchy in 1979. Whether the Iranian people will accept a Khamenei dynasty while bombs are falling on their cities is the biggest gamble in the regime's history.
The war is no longer contained within the borders of Iran. Since the assassination, hostilities have exploded across at least 9 countries. We have seen Iranian ballistic missiles and Shahed 136 drones striking targets in Israel, Kuwait, Bahrain, and the United Arab Emirates. The most chilling footage of the week came from Dubai, where black smoke rose near the U.S. consulate after a direct drone strike. In Kuwait, a tragic case of friendly fire saw U.S.-made air defenses accidentally shoot down 3 American F-15s during a saturation attack. This is the regional firestorm that analysts have feared for decades. Iran is trying to prove that if it goes down, it will take every US ally in the Gulf with it. The tourism hubs of the Middle East, from the Burj Khalifa to the hotels of Doha, are now active front lines in a war for survival.
Perhaps the most effective weapon in Iran's arsenal isn't a missile, but a geography. The Strait of Hormuz is currently the site of a de facto blockade, after an IRGC general threatened to burn any ship that attempted to pass. Global shipping has effectively halted. Hundreds of oil and gas tankers are currently anchored in the Gulf of Oman, refusing to enter the narrow choke point. The economic fallout has been instantaneous. Brent crude has surged past $80, and many brokerages are warning of a spike to $150 or even $210 a barrel within the month. For the average viewer, this means that the war in Tehran will be felt at every gas station in the world. If the strait remains closed for another 5 weeks, we aren't just looking at a price hike. We are looking at a global supply chain collapse that could trigger a second Great Depression.
President Donald Trump has not backed down in the face of Iranian retaliation. In a series of late-night communications, he has warned that the big wave is still coming. This refers to the next phase of Operation Epic Fury, the total destruction of Iran's energy infrastructure. If the US decides to level the refineries at Abadan and Karg Island, Iran's ability to fund its military will vanish, but so will its last shred of economic stability. The Pentagon has already mobilized 2 aircraft carrier strike groups, the USS Gerald R. Ford and the USS Abraham Lincoln, to the Arabian Sea. This is the largest US military buildup in the Middle East in a generation. The White House is operating on a maximum pressure 2.0 doctrine, believing that if they push hard enough, the regime will have no choice but to surrender or face total annihilation.
While Iran's regular military has been severely degraded, its axis of resistance is only just beginning to mobilize. From Hezbollah in Lebanon to the Houthis in Yemen, Iran's proxies are launching a coordinated multi-front offensive. Hezbollah has unleashed thousands of rockets on northern Israel, forcing a massive Israeli counteroffensive into southern Lebanon. In the Red Sea, Houthi drones continue to harass Western shipping, effectively cutting off the Suez Canal. This is Iran's insurance policy. By spreading the war across 4 different fronts, they are forcing the US and Israel to thin their resources. The goal is to make the cost of the war so high for Washington that the American public demands a ceasefire. It is a war of attrition, played out with cheap drones and expensive interceptors.
For Israel, this is an existential moment. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has described the joint strike as a preemptive act of survival. Israeli officials claim that Iran was only months away from a nuclear-hardened ballistic capability that would have made them untouchable. While the Iron Dome has intercepted thousands of incoming projectiles, some have slipped through, causing casualties in cities like Beit Shemesh and Tel Aviv. The Israeli public is living in bomb shelters, but the mood is one of grim determination. The after effect for Israel is a total shift in security doctrine. They are no longer content with mowing the grass or hitting proxy targets. They have shown they are willing to strike the head of the snake in Tehran, regardless of the international condemnation or the risk of a regional apocalypse.
As we conclude this special report on power politics, we must recognize that the world of February 2026 is gone forever. The death of Ali Khamenei has ended a 40-year status quo and replaced it with a volatile, unpredictable new era. We are standing at a crossroads where the next 72 hours will determine the fate of the global economy and the map of the Middle East. Will the big wave lead to a new, free Iran, or will it leave a scorched landscape of failed states and radicalized populations? The transition from the old guard to the new security state under Mojtaba Khamenei suggests a dark road ahead. But as always, power is fluid. Stay tuned to Power Politics as we track every move in this global chess game.
Subscribe, turn on your notifications, and join us as we document the fall of empires.